On Tuesday, I gave you 4 things that you can do in the ruthless elimination of hurry. They're all taken from this book by John Mark Comer. And those all had to do with your phone, things that we can do to eliminate the hurry in our life. We talked about the need for that. In the book, those were numbers 7 through 10. You can go back and watch it on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter from this past Tuesday. Um, I had some trouble uploading those to Instagram lately, so they haven't been on there. If you're on Instagram, you're not seeing me now anyway. But anyway, so today's title, Not by Phone Alone, means that you are not going to eliminate all the hurry from your life by just ditching the phone with those 4 suggestions that I gave you on Tuesday. I have 4 more for you today that don't have to do with your phone. Today's suggestions have to do with driving, and they will probably challenge you, especially if you've been driving for a long time. And I want to mix it up a little bit today. I want to save the jokes for last because it fits better at the end after this. So here's the 4 things for today as we try to eliminate the hurry in our life. The first one that he says, actually, these are numbers 1 through 4 in the book. First one, drive the speed limit. And for some, that may be harder than others. It's probably harder than you think it is. I've been trying to do that lately, not just because of the book, but other reasons as well. And it'll force you to slow down. You'll realize how often you speed and how much slower you can go. And even more so, the second suggestion in the book is get into the slow lane. Here in the United States, it's the far right lane usually. But let grandma pass you by. It might make grandma's day to think she's outrunning you, but anyway. Thirdly, come to a full stop at stop signs. And that's probably harder than you think, but you need to get to a little place where you feel your car begin to go backwards. We so often don't come to a complete stop. And fourthly, don't text and drive. I shouldn't have to say that. This shouldn't even be a suggestion for slowing down, but obviously when whatever the drug in our body is that when our phone rings, I can't remember what it's called. He talks about it in the book. I wish I could think of the name of it. But anyway, whatever that drug that is released in our brain when we get a ding on our phone or a notification or something, ignore that. He also mentions the fact that if you ever watched the movie Cars, he doesn't talk about this, but I'm talking about this. But they talk about and they make reference to in the 50s, people used to just go drive on Route 66, right? Driving was a big deal, and a guy would put on driving gloves and people would get dressed. Kind of same thing for flying on a plane. But go back to thinking about driving like that this is an Sunday afternoon drive, right? I don't know if our family ever did those or not. But anyway, begin to think about driving more as that way, as an opportunity for you to slow down. And that's 4 things that's going to help you do that. So I began to think about, well, how do I tie in driving to a scripture verse today? Because I want to give you a verse every day. I'll come back to that thought in a minute. But the verse that did come to mind was this whole concept of slowing down. Psalm 46:10. You know it as well as I do. Be still and know that I am God. One of the tools that Satan uses to keep us from hearing God is busyness. And we are all busy. We are not good at all at being still between phones, driving too fast, not coming to a complete stop, between television, movies, music, entertainment, whatever it may be, between the sports, between our work and our family. We have all crammed more into a day so that it has forced us to hurry. The Hebrew word here in Psalm 46:10 for be still means to let go or release. And if you are going to eliminate hurry from your life, you will have to let go of some things. So it may feel like a sacrifice to you, but I bet that what you gain will be worth that sacrifice. Stillness is something that we have lost, and we are paying the price for it mentally and physically and socially. We got our phones so that we could have more free time, right? And really, they've just created us hurrying even more and still trying to accomplish more and more and more. Almost every, at least the few that I can think of this morning, almost every religion will tell you about the importance of reflection and silence and meditation and whatever other words that they might use. So let me encourage you with that today. And as I mentioned, you probably thought there were no Bible verses about driving, right? You may have heard this one. In Acts 1:14, it says the disciples were in one accord. You probably heard I heard that one so many times as a kid. I always hated that joke. One Accord, a Honda Accord, get it? And there was some other ones. I actually looked up one, and there's not a whole lot. But what kind of motor vehicles are in the Bible? Well, David's Triumph was heard throughout the land. Yeah, I'm just trying to make these jokes relevant to our topic today. So anyway, I found a few other ones that I want to share with you. These are not at all driving related, phone related, hurry related, but a man had told his wife 10 puns to try and make her laugh. No pun intended. Maybe I should say no pun intended. And I'll close with this today. At first, my wife hated the revolving chair that I bought, but then she sat on it. Eventually, she came around. I need to like a little drum sound, don't I? And with that, I'll say thank you very much for watching. As always, if you have jokes, I'd love to hear them. Share how your progress is going with eliminating the hurry and the rush from your life, phone, and driving. We'll probably come back with some more next Tuesday. I may just do a couple. It just depends on what are the thoughts I have or verses I can share with you about those. But like, share, comment. Let me know that you're watching. We appreciate that. And we will see you probably next Tuesday. Well, maybe not next Tuesday. I'm not sure what day. It may turn into a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday sort of thing. Anyway, you don't care what day I do this. So, but anyway, let me know you're out there. I do appreciate it. See you soon.